Okay, so the long-awaited wait has finally come and gone, and we just got a new trailer with an actual release date. This is Gran Turismo 7, available March 4th, 2022, so of course just right after Christmas, leading into the summer, because of course, why not? March is going to be a very busy month for gaming, it generally is. It starts ramping up for the summer vacations, the March breaks, all of that stuff. It's going to be available in March. From there, what else do we have? Well, we can see right at the end of this trailer that it is going to be released for both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Originally, this was going to be just a PS5 title, and they have had to change that most likely due to the fact that nobody can get their hands on a PS5 because of the worldwide chip shortage. So I don't think anyone was planning on that. So of course that is the reason why. Now let's get into the actual trailer itself. This is extremely exciting. And what are some of the things that we are seeing? Well, first off, nighttime. It's going to be nighttime racing as well as daytime racing. There's going to be really in-depth details in the whole entire game. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. We can see that, of course, nighttime goes into daytime, which probably means that there could be some really long races. Now, really quickly look at these leaves. What this indicates to me, they've been saying in, I guess, some of these interviews that the tracks are going to be live tracks, which means, of course, those leaves are blowing away. Fall is coming towards us, and of course, that could mean that certain things on the track may react differently. The dirt on the side of the track could get onto the track itself when people go off-road, things like that. And then, of course, we start looking at the inside engine of the car, which is probably saying and telling us that there's going to be massive upgrades coming, which I've already seen this trailer, and there is ridiculous upgrades coming to this game. The ability to be able to upgrade your car is insane. And again, we can see that there's these scapes that they keep on pushing. Some people like them, some people don't. I personally don't care. I don't really use scapes a heck of a lot. They do look cool, and it really does show off the ability to really look at your car, or like if it was in a real life situation. Now, of course, some people are really starting to take views like this where you're seeing fog, you're seeing a regular road, you're seeing regular street cars on what looks to be potentially a regular road to being potentially open world. That's going to be really hard for me to see. I don't think they're going to be doing that. However, I did make a video on them doing something like that, and we're starting to see more of a 3D style city around. And what do we see here? Well, we have mechanic, we have potentially racing, I would assume, friends, and then of course that looks to be a car. There's a few different cars here. We're seeing that cafe, that GT cafe that we've seen earlier, and we're also seeing the airport, which is actually quite interesting. So what the airport could signify, to me, the airport could signify that there may be an open world piece to this game, or what that could mean to me is, of course, maybe just getting to that, I would say that map where you see Americas, Europe, as well as Asia, and then you would click on that to go to the individual tracks. There's also a search, escapes. There's going to be, of course, driving school. There's some other items in the back that are hard to see, as well as what looks to be an online portion and something over there that's kind of interesting as well. So there's going to be a lot to this city, and of course it really is interesting. When it comes to daytime, we can see this a little bit more clearly, but it's still kind of interesting. Of course, that is going to be the car dealership, and then over here you're seeing what looks to be a potential classic car up there, which could be leading me into my next point. Now, of course, there is that Friends location with yachts. What does that mean? Could there be boat racing? I doubt it. I'm just making things up at this point. And of course, we're going to be seeing a lot of different upgrades when it comes to the liveries that you can do. I would assume that you could also do custom liveries as well, which is something that I have played with. They're going through the scapes once again. I think the scapes are going to be either a massive part of the game, or it could be just the fact that they had nothing to really actually just push. Now, did I mention, look at this, Sarah says, did I mention that this is quite an exclusive place? Only a chosen few drivers even get to hear about it. And what you get to see here is old school and, of course, really nice cars, classic cars. You're seeing a Ford Shelby GT350. That's worth $38 million. There's this Toyota Supra GT500 from 1997 worth, what's that? $91 million. And they are tracking, look at that, they are tracking the miles on the cars. So what could that mean? Could that be that used car dealership where now this one is buying those antiques? Remember I was mentioning earlier on in the video that there was that classic car logo? Well, that could be what we're seeing right here. And look at that. Look at some of the classic cars that you may be able to drive. There's a few that are undercover. There's some really, really nice ones. And then there's kind of a curious one right there. To me, that's curious. An Army Jeep. That would be kind of an interesting buy and an interesting race. I personally believe that there could be just an amazing amount of cars in this game that they may even be limited versions of each car as well, almost like, look at this, almost like maybe a little bit of a, let's say maybe, I would say potentially like a cryptocurrency where there's a limited amount and almost like an NFT. That would be really cool as well. Again, this is that map, and that's probably what that airplane is for, World Circuits. That would make sense, correct? Anyways, look at the amount of maps and look at the amount of just in general racetracks that are in Japan alone. This is amazing. We have Australia and a ton of Japanese tracks. Now, could this just be because that's all they could find for Asia? Or will there be a certain area that you could click down somewhere else and get maybe a Chinese track, a Korean track, a Philippines track, whatever it may be? That would be kind of cool as well. And then we can move through and look at some of the details that they have. They have even waterfalls in this, which is absolutely insane. This is really, really cool, really, really nice. Colorado Springs is in here, and this is that upgrade center where we can see that there's sports, club sports, semi-racing, racing, and extreme racing. We can see that there's superchargers, turbos, lots of things, but watch this. We can see, obviously, you can change the spoiler, potentially the downforce, you can change the size of rims. However, let's fast forward really quickly. I'm going to pause this really quickly and watch this. You can upgrade the splitters and things like that on the car, which means that you may be able to even upgrade the bumpers, which would be really cool to see as well. There's also, watch the back, watch this, ready? I'm going to go really slow. Ready? There it is. Maybe you can upgrade a ton of things, potentially even wide body kits, maybe. This is going to be very interesting. This is a really well done game in my opinion. Now, this is showing us the interior of the cars. We're seeing, of course, really good in-depth views of the cars. I hope that there's not going to be any terrible drivers online, but that's just going to happen anyways. But overall, this game looks absolutely amazing. The trailers, of course, could be just CGI style trailers, but I really believe, look, there's even a rally racing, which is fantastic. I missed rally racing when they only put it down to 2 people and it's not online. Really, I missed it. And there we are. You are going to be able to race Army trucks. That's going to be fun. Army truck racing is going to be interesting. And then there's going to be, of course, those crazy futuristic vehicles as well. there's just a ton of stuff that is in this game that, of course, I can't wait. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I will be 100% getting this game March 4th, 2022, as long as it's not delayed over and over and over again multiple times. So anyways, I'll see you guys soon.